As negotiations aimed at finalizing a peace deal went on behind closed doors between the U.S. and Iran in Switzerland, each side issued public threats towards the other as key sticking points risk derailing efforts to end the war. Just as the talks kicked off, U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to renew strikes on Iran if it did not stop Hezbollah from, quote, causing trouble in Lebanon. Iran's chief negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf later responded to Trump's threat, warning the United States to be careful with their statements. Nonetheless, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance earlier hailed what he called a historic meeting and expressed hopes of turning a new leaf with Iran. The negotiations opened against a backdrop of clashes in recent days between the Israeli army and the Iran-backed Hezbollah militant group in southern Lebanon, despite a recently agreed ceasefire that Tehran has made a key demand in negotiations with the U.S. The U.S. is hoping to win concessions from Tehran on its nuclear program and push them to commit to keeping open the Strait of Hormuz. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is facing mounting pressure to resign or face a challenge from newly elected Labour Party lawmaker Andy Burnham, who is returning to Parliament following a massive by-election win in Makerfield. Business Secretary Peter Kyle said on Sunday that Starmer was making time to reflect on the political realities amid media reports that he could announce a timetable for his resignation as soon as Monday. Burnham's win in the Makerfield constituency, nearly doubling Labour's majority, has increased the internal pressure on Starmer to quit, as Burnham has made clear he intends to bid to lead the slumping party. If successful, he would become Prime Minister by default, given that ruling Labour has a huge parliamentary majority. Starmer, who is deeply unpopular with voters according to polling, has so far insisted he will fight any attempts to oust him. A heat wave continued to grip much of Western Europe on Sunday, with high temperatures expected to persist well into next week. In France, authorities have restricted alcohol consumption at the annual Fête de la Musique festival in Paris. The nationwide summer solstice celebration involves thousands of concerts in village squares, rave venues, and clubs. The French government banned public drinking in red alert zones and ordered organizers of events to limit alcohol consumption to preserve emergency services. Temperatures are expected to reach 35 degrees in Paris on Sunday, while parts of southern France and Spain are set to touch 40 degrees. Across Europe, locals and tourists have flocked to parks, canals, and water fountains to seek relief from the heat, with temperatures reaching the upper 30s in Spain, Italy, Germany, and the UK. Human-caused climate change is tied to increasing extreme weather events, and UN Climate Agency projections say the next 5 years should shatter more heat records. A rapid study found that human-caused climate change was responsible for killing about 1,500 people in an unusually early European heatwave last month.
4 goals, 3 points, and a statement to the rest of the World Cup. Japan lit up Saturday's action with a commanding 4-0 victory over Tunisia, producing one of the standout performances of the tournament so far. The Samurai Blue were sharp in attack, disciplined in defense, and never looked troubled as they moved closer to the knockout stage, needing at least a point in their next match. In Group E, Germany made it 2 wins from 2, edging Ivory Coast 2-1 in a tightly contested encounter that will leave the Ivorians ruining major chances to seal what would have been a historic win.
Thank you.
His substitute, Dennis Undav, proved decisive for Germany as the German machines secured qualification to the next round of the tournament. Earlier in the evening, the Netherlands pulled off an emphatic 5-1 victory over Sweden. The Swedes struggled to cope with the pace and movement of the relentless Dutch attack and scored just 1 goal in the second half. Meanwhile, Ecuador and World Cup debutant Curaçao played out a goalless draw, a result that leaves the qualification hopes of both sides hanging in the balance.